Hello everyone, it's DuckFan07. Today I played Modern Challenge for the first time in my life with this build and immediately won the thing. Okay, so actually split the finals, but yeah, that's close enough. Okay, so I was thinking about Zoo for some time and thinking about cards I really want to play. So I played a bunch of other brews as I usually do, and I really liked Orcish Bowmasters. Lately, Orcish Bowmaster was really strong, and I also liked Ragavan a lot, despite a lot of people saying that Ragavan is not good. I really liked it in the multiple builds I played lately. Also in when I played it in the energy builds, liked it there too. Okay, so Phlage in Zoo. Um, when I initially built was trying Zoo lists, I didn't want to play one Phlage and two Phlage and have to just destroy the entire mana base because of the one of two Phlage. So when I play Phlage in Zoo, I definitely want to play three Phlages, and that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, I did three Phlage. I really wanted four Orcish Bowmasters. Orcish Bowmaster is has to be really strong in format to be to play out well in Zoo, and I think it really is at the moment. It does so much, it kills so much stuff, and there is so much rings. And this deck doesn't want to uh, stuff like that. It just wants to play Bowmaster in response, do some damage, then Tribal Flames you face, Lightning Bolt you face, finish the game. Okay, so that's why I really like the Bowmasters in this build. And I was ready to start a challenge or league before it with Valnecatl in this slot. But yeah, Valnecatl was medium in the energy matchups. Didn't do much, was easily jumped, and yeah, I felt like the bunny can do a better job in that matchup because you can often just offspring it and then create two recruits, and that is the deck that plays a lot of removal. They have like seven or eight one mana removals. They have Phlages. Often they play Orcish Bowmasters too, or Goblin Bombardment. So they have a lot of removals, and Recruit is doing a great job against removals. So of course you will kill this guy, but I will if I always offspring it, I will get two counters on something else, make my Ragavan hard for them to deal with, or some other creature like Kavo, get it out of the galvanic discharge range, stuff like that. It was really just more useful than the random one toughness creature just dying from uh, whatever pings and stuff like that. So Recruit was also my idea instead of Nakatal is that it's better than against when you play the Yeskai energy, Yeskai control, and when you play against Boros Mardu energy aggro decks. Both play a lot of removals, a lot of single removal, which then help recruit provide some value in counters, putting it on other creatures, making my single threats stronger and deal more damage, so I can finish my opponent with uh, burn spells. And there is a lot of spells going face here. So we got four bolts, four flames, three Phlage, and four Bowmasters. All these spells can hit opponent's face, and when you pair this with strong creatures in Zoo like Scion Jaco, Territorial Kavu, Ragavan, and Bowmaster and Phlage, you can really do a lot of damage to the face or in the early turns. And now when we have Phlage and the Bowmasters and all this recruit kind of better in the mid game than Nakatal, also Tribal Flames. This deck got a much better mid-range plan than it had before, and it's like really significantly better than it was. And I basically never give up games I would in past give up in Zook because there is just no chance of me top decking anything that can 2-for-1 them, and there's just a lot that can 2 recruit can be 2 for 1 sometimes. Phlage is great. Scion Leyline combo and territorial Kavu. So a lot of powerful top decks, hard to deal with, and deck is getting better and better in playing like fair mid-range game against a lot of decks, most of the decks in the format. Okay, so very simple sideboard, very effective. It done me well in the leagues. I went 7-1 in the league, and I went 9-1 in the challenge. Okay, only losing insignificant game when I was already 6-0 and uh, secured for top 8. So 4 stubborn denials. Problem with stubborn denials is it's pretty bad against Boros energy. And if you have it in main, I think that matchup will suffer. It's not completely useless against them, but it will be dead in a lot of situations. Okay, we got Pyroclasm because of the Boros or Mardu energy, but also Pyroclasm is useful against some other decks. Of course, can kill our stuff, but I usually trim some of the stuff it can kill when I'm boarding Pyroclasm in. So pick your poisons. My only two pairs of artifact enchantment removal in the side because there is just no much use for this type of spells at the moment. They good when you play when you try to want to kill Saga or Ring or Murktide, but otherwise not that useful as it was in the past. Maybe it will be now when Zoo won the challenge. Okay, so what I really like in the sideboard is 4 graveyard hate piece, and I got split between Soul Guide Lantern and Unlicensed Curse. They're both good, but Curse is better when you're playing fair matchups, and Soul Guide is better when you're playing unfair matchups, like Storm or Living End, stuff like that. Damping Sphere is also Storm hate, but also Land hate, Tron hate, whatever you want to call it. So that's it. Pretty simple sideboard. 4 graveyard hate pieces, 4 denials, couple of pyroclasms, and damping spheres. That's it. So let's go check out the gameplay. Okay, so it is a long road before we start with the match. Okay, so I'm preparing a sideboard guide for this deck, and I already got 2 sideboard guides on my dictionary profile. You can find my dictionary link down below in the video description. I already got Mardu Bombardment sideboard guide, Mardu Energy sideboard guard on my dictionary profile. And these are 2 fresh MH3 sideboard cards for decks. And I also got a bunch of older uh, sideboard guides available here that you can check. I will be making a new sideboard guard for Domain Zoo updated with this new list. Updated sideboard guide for Scam Zoo also with my recent trophy list. And yeah, making all that as soon as I can, but there are already 2 fresh guides there, and they will be all available in the same tier for 10 euros a month. You get access to all of this and also to the articles I'm occasionally writing. Okay, so that's it. We can now go check out the gameplay. I will have to divide the gameplay into 2 videos because it's total of 10 matches and it's too much for me to put it into single video. Okay, so let's check out how it went. Here I was playing a second. Unfortunately, because it would be really nice to just master this Ocelot here. Opponent started very well. Double Ocelot here. Uh, Double Ocelot here, making 2 cat tokens. I was able to kill 1 Ocelot with Bowmasters and pass the turn. Yeah, unfortunately here my opponent finds Goblin Bombardment, really good card in this situation, but I find Territorial Cabal to kind of block them, but they find Static and also play Diajani. They can immediately flip Diajani and make another Cat Warrior token, do some damage to face, and Ocelot end of turn that makes a bunch of uh, these tokens, and yeah, that's game over. Pretty quick win for the opponent. So let's check out game two. Okay, so these starting games were much quicker, and the games in the top eight and in the later stages of the tournament were like super exciting, difficult to play it, and I will try to go through some thoughts I had while I was playing uh, without losing too much time. Okay, so here playing against Mardu, um, obviously, this is not easy matchup. And what I want here, but yeah, Phlage is definitely crucial. And territorial cavos are also crucial. Territorial cavo can exile opponent's Phlage from the yard and can be really important piece. Okay, so you can see here how recruit can be better option than let's say wild cattle against decks like this, like Jeskai Control, Boros Energy, Mardu Energy, where every time they target me, I put counters on some creature targets my creature, and I put counter on territorial Kavu, another on this rabbit. So like this, and here it happens again. I got another counter on my Kavu, and my opponent here was trying to just jump me infinitely and sack everything to the face. That was the game plan from this turn, and patiently wait for some top decks. In my yard, I have a Phlage, so and the 8/8 Kavu on the field, so that's pretty good. Okay, opponent. Okay, so I go for a surveil, put land into the yard, and play Phlage from the yard. Okay, so if I go target the Bowmasters, then I don't. They can sack it in response. I don't gain life. I really wanted to gain life here, so that was my reason why I went for Phlage phase, and opponent finds remover for Phlage, unfortunately, and Ocelot Pride here. But it was okay still. I still got Phlage in the yard. I find new Cabo, play the Hearse in case they find their Phlage, which was, yeah, definitely one of the most important things right now. Okay, so missing one card here to recast the Phlage again. So I'm staying back at the moment, and I have but yeah, it can. I think I had option here to attack, discard the land, and but then I triggered the Bowmaster. If I don't draw well, I can put myself into trouble. So I decided not to do this, but just to play the fetch, fill the yard, and put Giganta to hand. Next turn, of course, like go for the Giganta. Play the Giganta, start attacking with Kavu. Opponent again jumps, sacks the creature. I'm down on 12 life. And the bombardment plus a Phlage puts me down on 8. So they also gain the life here, and they have City Blessing. So this means 2 creatures. They have 5 creatures. I'm on 8 life. So this can quickly go out of hand. If with one good top deck they can win here, so I definitely need to do something. Okay, I think yeah, I probably should have attacked with rabbit here. Um, probably should have attacked with rabbit too, hoping they maybe just block it or kill it. But it seemed a bit risky to go for the attacks and don't stay back in case if they find a creature. If they find a creature, they could potentially just kill me with bombardment. went with Kawo. That was also a bit risky. Maybe the best was to just maybe it was best to just stay back with everything, but yeah, it was okay. Here I played the Phlage, go 3 phase, put them down on 5. This means they have to block all my creatures. They have to block all my creatures, and I am on high life total, so there are just no great top decks for them, and yeah, that is the win. Let's check out game 3. Okay, so game 3 against Mardu Energy, keeping decent hand, Leyline off the Gilpact and Surveil Scion of Jacob on top. That is great card to have on top. And this is why I like Zoo. It's just really strong against energy. The Scion combo is very good against energy. And when you have Scion combo, it's very difficult for them to deal with this. They have Static Prison, of course, but it's just probably 2 or 3 off in their deck. And yeah, okay, so I go. Arena of Glory is just sick in Zoo. It's so sick, and putting haste on Kavu and Scion is just ridiculous. Okay, so here I go attack again, putting them down on 3 life and passing the turn. Okay, opponent is on 2 now. I have kill with cards in my hand. They draw another card and concede they can't get out of this. So that was match 1. Okay, let's check out match 2. Um, okay, so when you're playing against energy, cards you want in are definitely graveyard hate pieces, all 4 of them, and Paraclasm. So these are like the main 6 cards from the sideboard you want against them, and they are all just very good against energy. I don't have, didn't find spots for Sun Cleanser in my sideboard. It's another card that is pretty good in that matchup, and yeah, potentially can be used if needed. Okay, so trying to play. This is Jeskai. Opponent is playing Jeskai Control, and they have to worry about Ragavan. So I end of turn I play Orcish Bowmasters here, and so when they use mana on their turn, I can resolve something on my turn. Didn't find what I was looking for. I was actually I was looking for Kavu or Scion. I didn't get it, but you can see here I played Rabbit, and my opponent had to kill the Ragavan. So so I put 2 counters on my creatures, one on one rabbit, another on the another rabbit, and these guys are now like five five damage across 2 creatures. That is like pretty good value for 1 mana creature. Of course, I used 3 mana to do this, but yeah. Okay, so we can see here opponent try to bounce one and then discharge another one. They really have to use like a 2 removal to deal with it. And I put down my opponent on 4 and top deck Tribal Flames for a kill. And I thought this was over, but it wasn't over. Actually, my opponent finds Force of Negation. Yeah, that was incredible. Force of Negation. And now they have Phlage on their turn to put them on a 7 life, but it's still decent position for me. Okay, so I exiled the Phlage, I play the Scion, so opponent is on 6, and if I top deck another burn spell, they're potentially just dead again. Okay, so opponent finds the One Ring, but they're down on 6, and Uh, they're on 6 life taking damage, so it's a bit risky, but they did well. They were able to find another ring which lets them survive more. Okay, so they're now looking for another Phlage and or Verdict. Of course, they find Verdict. Verdict was like really, really good there. And the end of turn, I try to go for the lightning bolt. My opponent has to counter this, or they die from the in their upkeep from the one ring. Okay, so I don't have anything else to do now, but just to play the Giganta. And as another threat they have to deal with, it's also not that super easy for them to deal with it. And my opponent goes down on one life, and yeah, this was this doesn't happen often, but Wraith of the Skies kills both of my ley lines, getting back the one ring and the Phlage to gain them life. So that was too strong, and they got to replay the Phlage next turn. So yeah, my opponent ended up winning this one. This was incredible, incredible game. I thought I have it like two times, but then it didn't happen. Opponent was able to win. Okay, best easiest way to win against Yeskai Energy is Scion Comp. Okay, so basically can't do almost anything about it. They like have to uh, have exactly the ferry to bounce Leyline, and then also have a removal for Scion. It's really, really hard for them. As you can see here, I played the Scion, followed on turn 1 Ragavan. With turn 2 Scion, opponent immediately concedes. So let's check out match 3. Okay, so I said what we want against Boros Energy. The main thing here, I'm expecting game to last long, and the main thing we want there is to deal with Phlage, and we deal with Phlage by boarding Salgad Lanterns, Unlicensed Hearse, and Pyroclasm. But when we are playing against Jeskai Control, uh, I, I decided not to use any of the Graveyard Gate pieces. Okay, I only trimmed two recruits, two bolts to bring in the stubborn denials. I want to have stubborn denials to counter the breath of the skies, the rings, and whatever, the fairies, lot of creatures there. Okay, opponent kills Kavu and Ragavan, unfortunately, but I'm able to continue attacking here. So I dash Ragavan, Tribal Flames them, put them down on 10, and they also shock down to 8 life, which definitely gives me um, a kind of didn't want Ragavan here. So I decide to go for Tribal Flames, and here I like the recruit in a situation like this much better than if it was like something like Nekatel. Opponent can't really deal with single removal with it. If they single removal the recruit, another gets two counters, so it's 3-3 like another Wild Nekatel. So that's after using the single removal. So they had to use Wrath of the Skies just to deal with this one mana bunny, and that was great, really, really great thing. Okay, and you can see here in the longer game just how much better the recruit here is. I decided to hold it in my hand and not play it last turn, but play it with the offspring ability. And yeah, now even if they find removal, uh, if they kill one bunny, another bunny becomes a 3-3. And yeah, that then it becomes a problem for them. Okay, so attacking for 3 here, opponent is on 4, and I have put Giganta to hand. I have Arena of Glory in my hand. This card is very good against my opponent. Uh, this means at any point of the game, if I draw a creature, I can give it haste, and they can't use the Red of the Skies that way, Prismatic Endings, Static Prisons, whatever. So it's pretty good card, and I was able to give haste to Giganta and win. that was match 2. Okay, so let's check out round 3. Okay, so I was thinking about when I played against Jeskai Control, do I want maybe just one or two graveyard hate pieces? But I just opted to just go with the stubborn denials and just ignore the Phlage, deal with it with the Leyline binding, and just continue pressuring them face with burn spells and the creatures and have those stubborn denials. Okay, I was thinking here between just flaming them head or going Giganta face. I think since they had grief, Tribal Flames face would probably be better, but it wasn't really a big difference. Luckily, I find here Leyline Binding to deal with Frog. I was able to connect with Ragavan, but my opponent was able to discard Atraxa on Frog, and they had Gorios next turn. Then just pitch cast Grief, take Giganta from my hand, leave me with nothing but Bolt, and they didn't find a way to save Atraxa on the field. But yeah, I'm now with just a Ragavan on the field and a Bolt. I don't have anything else. So we are both in a top deck mode, but my opponent has 3 cards. So in so not hitting anything really useful from their top, and just another land from my top. There I don't have anything else at the moment. Just opponent plays Phlage and puts Ephemerate to hand. At that point, this bolt in my hand was strictly to go just for the Phlage. When they ephemerated, that's it. So, okay, I decided to fetch a bit here to remove that lens from my deck, and top deck Scion on Jaco, decent top deck. Right now, I still don't have much going on here. Okay, yeah, I forgot the sweet part is I had Arena of Glory, so my Scion had haste immediately, which definitely did wonders for my clock here. Attacking immediately for 6. Opponent didn't jump the Phalagi, and they went Tainted Indulgence next end turn and tried to ephemerate Phalagi, but I have that Lightning Bolt here, and they did not get the ability. Opponent is on 10, so I have a 2-turn clock here. They can't kill my creatures, and I have definite sign of Draco. So only thing they need to have here is just find a track side again or something like that. Solitude doesn't do much because my Ragavan has first strike and can't block the Scion anyway, so that is the game. Okay, let's check out game 2. Okay, playing I won game 1. That is great news against the Gorios because I have great sideboard against the Gorios. It's really a simple and obvious sideboard, very effective. 4 stubborn denials, 4 graveyard hate pieces. Just trim some of the burn spells, and in this matchup, they don't play much removal, and I think Ragavan is great against them. Ragavan is like can be really strong. Ramp me and getting treasures can be really nice too. And here we see power of surveillance, find removing bad card from the top, finding me Scion or Jaco, and yeah, we can see how medium grief scam has become nowadays when you have spells like Scion or Jaco, Phlage, and yeah, Bowmasters and stuff like that. So opponent was had a turn 1 grief scam, but it didn't really work out. I've got this then if that wasn't enough, I got a second Scion of Jacob, which was overkill because it's really, really hard for them to deal with Scion combo, and especially like two Scions, so that was it. Okay, so quick games against Gorios. Let's check out match 4. Okay, so had to mulligan to no lands. So I mulligan to 6. Keep a decent hand, nothing special, but like playable stuff. Okay, so here I go for a territorial Kavu, pass the turn. Okay, so the mana base is different in this build. You kind of have to get used to it. Definitely you have to get used to it, and it's different fetching patterns than the old, let's say, old zoo mana base. Okay, so opponent here was playing a 5-color creativity, and that is historically like really, really good matchup for zoo decks. And here you can see me like going for 7 damage here and do the famous turn 4 kill. Opponent plays reprieve, but even if they have a reprieve, I can recast Tribal Flames for the win here, and they don't even have white. That is the turn 4 win before they can do the creativity stuff. Okay, so let's check out game 2. Okay, so I usually never keep one landers with Zoo almost as a rule, but I was playing against a favorable matchup, and I had 3 1 mana spells with the fetch, which means I can go find a surveil, and I decided to, I kind of uh, expected them to play the Vrens. I didn't want to go for Ragavan. I went for Surveyland. Unfortunately, uh, did not find what I was looking for, and my opponent also bounced my Leyline, so I was not really able to play my spells. And here I find a second land, but now it was too late, so it's easy win for the opponent. So let's check out game 3. There is all the Archon. I was not able to deal with Archon, and yeah, Archon wins games fast when unchecked. Okay, so here I decide to keep medium hand. Nothing crazy going on here, but I have Leyline of the Guild Pact. I have a creature to start attacking them. I have Surveyland, and Surveyland really does wonders. Okay, so they kill my bunny here. I go for a surveillance here. Again, I surveil, find a sign on Jacob on top, and I decided to leyline binding the Brennan 6. So I was hoping to maybe use a lightning bolt to finish them, to go face with it. Okay, and here opponent finds a reprieve. Reprieves my cow. That is totally fine. I have a lightning bolt if they try to go for the creativity. So I'm still just playing my Kavu again and holding the bolt. A bolt should make it safe for me to survive, to prevent them from going for creativity. Okay, so here opponent didn't find any removal, anything useful, and I have 2 ley lines. Creatures have um, my creatures have hexproof and lifelink, and I find 2 lightning bolts here to finish this game. So that is it. Okay, so this is round 3 against creativity. Creativity. So let's check out round 5. 4-0 at the moment. In round 5, playing first with the I'm having mana issues here because I can't play my Scion on turn 2 unless I uh, find a land. That was the reason why I decided to go for the survey land. And yeah, unfortunately, still looking for a land to play the Sino Jacob, but I have a bunch of the burn spells. I'm not in a too big hurry with it, so it's fine. Opponent is not playing a fast deck, so I can just start playing my burn spells and yeah, go for the Phlage. They're already down on 13. They will also do some damage to themselves. And I have Bolt, I have Phlage, I have Flames. This is like 11 damage in my hand, just with the burn spells. So I go for the Scion Jacob first. Unfortunately, my opponent finds Phlage with a survey land, puts it in the yard, difficult position. Yeah, Galvanic Discharge, unfortunately, a strong card. Very, very strong removal. Uh, in not so far away, uh, people just didn't have any way to deal with to deal with five Kavus, 4/4 sign of Jacos, except for with Leyline binding stuff like that. But discharge, also in addition to unholy heat, very effective removal. But yeah, okay, I go for Tribal Flames phase and go Lightning Bolt phase together with the One Ring that um, that wins me the game. I also have Leyland Binding in case they counter this bolt. I can just take their ring, stuff like that, prevent them from drawing more cards. And yeah, that was the lethal. I find it here in game one. So let's check out game two. Okay, so we already went through a sideboard plan against this matchup, and I did the same thing. Just trimmed bolts, trimmed a couple of recruits to bring in four starboard denials. That's it. Okay, so here I start with the recruit, pass the turn. Okay, so in this situation, turn one recruit is slightly worse than turn one wild cattle, but the upside is when you top deck it in the mid game, in the late game, it's always just so much better. Um, that's why I decided to go with the recruit. Here I'm dealing one less damage, and but it still has this passive ability that is pretty sweet, and 2/1. So okay, I go for the Blood Crypt, continue attacking with Bunny, and play the Scion of Jacob. Was definitely expecting a counter on this, but yeah, I have to play something. In the meantime, I'm continue attacking with Bunny, and Bunny did a bunch of damage in this game. It actually did most of the damage. Opponents just didn't have. I guess they didn't have single removal here. Mostly just counter spells. Okay, opponent finds invert polarity here. Unfortunately, they win the flip, so they get the Phlage ability and gain life and kill my bunny, which was definitely big blow. But yeah, it is what it is. Here I have Phlage in the yard. I'm finding a survey land, and it's pretty good. And I have Arena of Glory here. I think I did the mistake here. Um, okay, so I have Phlage in the yard. I have Arena of Glory in my hand. And I played Arena of Glory next turn in a situation where I should have played just Plains and kept Arena of Glory as a secret. that, where I would go like Tribal Flames, Face, maybe hope to for them to counter it, and then play Arena of Glory and try to replay the Phlage from the yard. Okay, so something blocked here, the replay blocked. Will we be able to get this going? Okay, so is it going to unblock? I'm hoping so. It was a sweet game. It was a sweet game, definitely. Okay, I guess we can skip this one and just go on to the last game of this game of this match. Unfortunately, replays won't show us the rest of that game against Jeskai Control. I think that was a sweet game, lasting a lot of turns, but yeah, the replay is not working as it should. Okay, so I can go. You remember in this build that you don't have enough of the blue sources. There is also only Steam Vents and Xander's Lounge because we don't have stubborn denials in the main. Yeah, because of that, I'm low on blue sources and breeding pool is bad with Phlage, so that is the reason why I don't have that. And yeah, okay, so opponent unfortunately deals with both my starting threats, and this is the last game of this match, so the deciding one, and I'm kind of stuck on creatures. I don't have creatures anymore, but I have Stubborn Denial. I have a lot of useful cards like Leyline Bindings, which is good in the matchup. Definitely hard for them to kill with Wraith of the Skies. Okay, so at least I have this Orc army 1-1 attacking and yeah, doing slight pressure, but they're on 14 and they doing some damage to themselves too. Okay, opponent counters my Tribal Flames. They fetch down to 13 and pass the turn. Okay, so I still have like Stumble Denial plus Binding. So I'm safe if they something like that. They really can't do it this turn. Okay, so I find Arena of Glory. I decide to risk it. Just like let's try and see if they have it. And my Giganta resolves, but unfortunately my opponent has Galvanic Discharge to just kill my Giganta for 1 mana. That is amazing. Yeah, unfortunate thing here actually was that my Arena of Glory wasn't tapped. If it was, I would be able to haste Kavu and exile Phlage, which would be amazing. And yeah, so opponent has Phlage in the yard, and they find a removal for the territorial Kavu. But here I have Ragavan. I'm dashing Ragavan, so at least they can't escape Phlage and kill my Ragavan. So that's something. If they escape Phlage, I can just play Leyline Binding, exile it. So pretty interesting game here. Uh, I'm saving Leyline Binding until they tap the One Ring, so I prevent them from drawing a card. That can be pretty important in the matchups like this one. Okay, so I have 6 cards in my hand and they have only 2 cards in their hand. Okay, so this turn I decide to just play Leyline of the Guild Pact. At any point with Leyland, I no point in dashing Ragavan when they have the ring protection, and I don't want to play it so they can just escape Phlage and kill it. But yeah, I have more cards than them. They have Phlage, but I have Leyline to just cleanly deal with it. And yeah, opponent finally escapes Phlage. So I don't want to use treasure to kill Phlage, but on my turn I can just use the mana. Okay, so I go for the Leyland Binding, and I was thinking here about uh, holding a Stubborn Denial and playing another Binding, but I decide to go for the Binding here and the Stubborn Denial on their Force of Negation, dash my Ragavan again, put them down on 13 again, and pass the turn. Yeah, definitely here I was fearing them going that last card in their hand is Wraith of the Skies, and yeah, it opponent was smart to not tap all out, played around my Stubborn Denial, of course, and yeah, unfortunately, they were able to kill everything I have here with Wraith and get their ring back and also get the Phlage back. But at least I was able to binding their ring again, which means they are now on. They have Phlage, but they are on 0 cards in library, so I still have a chance. And I was able to take my chance here. Okay, so I went for the Ragavan. They can escape Phlage, deal 3 to my face, put me down on 1. But I finally dash Ragavan and finally hit something good. I hit the one ring, yeah, the card I was definitely looking for and hoping to hit. So I get their ring, and that was huge hit here. And yeah, now opponent. I'm not sure why they didn't just escape Phlage from the yard there, but they played one from their hand that was not necessary. Okay, so here, yeah, I was looking for some way to deal with either to deal with Phlage or to gain life, and I was able to, thanks to Arena of Glory, give a haste to 2 of my creatures and then play Leyline of the Guild Pact, which means I'm gaining 6 life, going down on 9, and putting my opponent down on 7, which means next turn I have lethal and my creatures have hexproof. So that was huge deal. And yeah, opponents can't do much except play Phlage from the yard, gain, but yeah, that is not enough. Uh, I have lethal. I don't have actually lethal yet, but I'm drawing 4 cards, so probably be able to find it. I go for attack, put them down on 6, Phlage, put them down on 3, and Bolt, finish them off. So that is another win against Jeskai Control, 2 wins against Jeskai Control. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Okay, so we have round 6, round 7, and then top 8 for the next video. These all these matches were a lot more intense, longer, and even more exciting and fun than this one in the first stage of the challenge. So I think the next video will come either on Saturday or probably Monday. So that will be part 2 of this challenge run, where I win the challenge in my first attempt playing ever challenge, and also the bunnies, probably first attempt ever. I think probably no one ever tried it to play it in a challenge before. So brewed this morning, played it in leagues. I was happy with the build. I said, let's play today it's national holiday in my country, and I was accidentally free, went for the to play it and won the thing, and it was very fun. And yeah, okay. So I think the next five matches will be even more fun, and there were some really brutal games in there. So uh, we will continue with that, as I said, probably on Monday. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe, comment down in the video. Tell me how do you feel about recruits. Uh, Main thing about this build is that Bowmaster was really strong for me in various other builds I tried it in, so I definitely wanted to make a zoo build with Bowmasters again. I tried a bunch of different stuff. I played Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride. Didn't really work out as well. It's working out in Boros Energy or Mardu Energy, and it felt like just playing worse energy deck, and it didn't. I didn't see much point in that, so I went back to Ragavan, and Ragavan did really well for me in the last weeks when I tried it, and I still think it's the best one drop for Zudex. Recruit, I said my idea for including Recruit was to replace it with Wild Cattle because it's slightly better against Boros Energy and against Yeskai Control. As you could see in these matches, Recruit was actually a problem for them where they would just very easily deal with the cattle. So I prefer the recruit there, and I think it was a good decision. I think it was, I think it mattered, and I think it won me that game against the Jeskai, and was good in the second match against the Jeskai. And Jeskai is just a very popular deck right now. And with those Breath of the Skies, it's not the easiest matchup too. So, but this deck definitely has tools to win. Scion combo is strong against them. Phlage plus Bowmaster give a good game against their draw spells. That's it. As I said, that's it for today. Again, thank you for watching, and don't miss a part two. Uh, don't miss part two video and next time on the channel. That's it for today. Goodbye.